Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the channel. I heart Aries. My name is Chelsea, and this is the channel where we do all Aries readings. Oh, my pudge is hanging out. Lord, sorry. Started my cycle the first day of the month. I felt like that was spiritual in itself. So, hello, everyone. I've been getting y'all emails. I'm about to go send out another round. I can't believe that. I guess it's just they got lost in my emails. So there's people popping up that I thought they already got them and everything. So I'm on my way to the post office before I go to the community center to go volunteer. I wanted to get on, have a live. I may come on this evening and do maybe do the bundle questions. Not many, maybe like 10. So keep your notifications on. Um, and just anybody who has any questions, and that was like the bundle for 22 questions for 25 plus a pendulum, yes or no question. So I may do that, and somewhere in between 6 and 7. I wanted to get on here and do live morning energy reading because I haven't been on here in a while. So let me do that, and I'll talk to you guys. I know a lot of people don't like to wait. Let's get your cards read. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Let's take a look. This is for Aries. Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. Holy Spirit, guides, and angels, please allow me to deliver a clear message here for the Aries collective. Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. All right. All right. Showing clearly here, this is for Aries. All right, you got 2 cards. Leveling up and awakening. Level up and awakening. Yemaya, Yemaya, and Queen Ya Asantewa. All right. So, awakening to your higher self, who you are, what you're supposed to be doing, your purpose, things that need to be released, let go of, said, spoken. This energy is right on point. And oh, I left my gum in my mouth. I'm sorry, y'all. And the 39, number 39, Queen Ya Asantewa. Let's start there. One second. Oh, am I going to read that with my gum in my mouth? Let's take a look. Number 39. This says Goddess of Leveling Up. The Goddess of Leveling Up. Raise your standards. A leap forward for one is a leap forward for the tribe. Your choices can raise the frequency of your community and the planet. Time to level up. This is your season for a quantum leap. You have prepared for this. Life does not have to be linear, and neither does growth. A quantum leap feels drastic and huge, but the secret is the quantum leaps happen little by little. So, what inspired action helps you level up? Connecting to spirit with rituals, movements, meditation, visualization is a great start. The Guy's Declaration says, divine timing is on my side. We're going to talk about that too, the quantum leap thing. It says, are those tears of joy or sorrow? Now, Yemaya swallows your tears. All right, we're back. I saw when you started saying that it was frozen, so I stopped speaking. Okay, are we back? Oh, all right. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what's wrong with YouTube. Okay, then we're back. All right. But the way to quantum leap is to literally, in the simplest forms, to stop identifying with the self that you no longer wish to identify with. Okay. And I can't make that any more complex because it's really that simple. When you literally decide to say, this version of Chelsea that I am right now, I am no longer. And you can list that, whatever that may be for you, right? Whatever that may be for you, what you're experiencing, if you're experiencing drama, lack, tiredness, fatigue, whatever it is, you're going to tell yourself, I'm no longer experiencing this anymore. This version of myself, gone, dead, right? And I'm experiencing this version. Then name it. This is the version that I am. I am, right? I am is God. So that is how you level up. You can't, in some cases, the transition and manifestation could feel so slow and sluggish because of that 10 of Wands energy. We're trying to become or step into this new embodiment or version of ourselves while still dragging baggage with it. You know, I want to be this, I want to be rich, I want to be this, I want to be that, but I also want to bring all of my old problems and baggage along with it. Why? You know, it's the load is heavy. The load is heavy when you can literally free yourself and say, you know what, I no longer wish to identify with this version of myself anymore. And just by saying that and just by speaking that out loud, the universe takes over. And that may look like radical situations, tower moments that come up that are forcing you to deal with them, purge them, release them, and then keep it moving, right? But we can't hold on to our old identity and then expect new beginnings, new things to come through. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Five of Wands. And we have the Empress. Beautiful. Which she is like Yemaya. They're both pregnant. So that's creation, birth, awakening to new beginnings, creative forces. Tell me about the Five of Wands. The Four of Wands. Okay. Happiness, joy, celebrations. Tell me about the Knight of Swords. Page of Pentacles and reverse. Where is your energy going to that is like a leakage, Aries? Of when I say this, like where are you putting your focus and attention to and you're feeling drained? I can't read that. I'm sorry, y'all. My eyes are getting worse and worse. I have, where is your energy going to? Knight of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, where in reverse, where your energy is getting drained. This could be like saying something over and over again. And the message is not getting clear to someone, right? You're telling somebody this is what I need and it's not being received. Or you're telling somebody this is what it is and it's not being received, right? Or it could be a situation in your own life where you are, how do I say this? You're ready to execute something, do something, but you don't believe in what you're saying and what the seed that you're planting, right? Because maybe you're holding on to old beliefs. There's something here with the Five of Wands about facing some sort of conflict, drama, situation, or removing yourself from it, really. Five of Wands here and focusing on your peace, your happiness, your joy. The Four of Wands is like your dream life, your dream job, your dream situation, celebrations, happiness. And then here with the Empress, this is the glow up energy, the creation, the new beginning, the abundance. But there needs to be some sort of like refocus or letting go of whatever is wasting your energy. I'm going to say it like that because the Page of Pentacles is in reverse. It's like a lot of effort is going into a situation, a conversation, a conflict, and nothing is being resolved except a leak of an energy. There's the Nine of Pentacles wanting to come out. Show me. The Lovers is here. All right. So this could be a relationship, a family situation, a romantic situation, or to do with your purpose here. But it's showing me here the Knight of Swords. It's like something needs to be said, finalized, and released so you can focus on alignment to what it is that you are desiring, what it is that you're wanting for yourself, where you're wanting to go. There's a lot of good energy, but it's just showing here that needs to be some sort of refocus because there is some sort of leveling up. There is some sort of ascension period that is trying to happen, but you're holding on to, I would say, drama. Five of Wands could be drama, conflict. It could be internal. Look at that. The Hangman and the Hierophant. The Hangman talks about seeing things from a different perspective. It could be jobs, institutions, relationships, marriages, or even the status quo. Seeing things differently. All right. Let me take a look here on my phone and look at y'all's comments real quick. It's not going to let me see it right now. I don't know why. Let me go out. And now let me go back in. Here we are. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Pulled the Empress yesterday. I'm telling you, Jupiter energy, it hasn't entered the chat yet, but it is. It's a lot of abundance coming in. Somebody was like, the Empress, when I said the other day, Empress is pregnancy. They were like, well, the Empress could be more than just pregnancy. Obviously, duh. I know that. I've been reading for a long time, but I don't just read the cards based off of the definition. I read off of what I hear. And then I ended up listening to like two other astrologers, and they said that this is a very fertile season. So that's why I was hearing pregnancy. You telling me, Chelsea, you telling me to release the relationship or the job or both? Probably both. Good morning, Chelsea. Hope you have a great day. Thank you so much. Hello. I pulled yesterday for myself. Wasn't able to get on yesterday. This is why I have to hold. I'm clearing up whatever client work that I have, and just like pretty much setting aside times to come on live and do questions. No readings over the phone, anything like that, because I got a lot of purging to do myself. Chelsea, yeah, I'm just read that. So I pulled the tower yesterday for myself. And I remember I told you guys the last time a few weeks ago, maybe months, and I pulled the tower, and I got a flat tire on Franklin. If you're familiar with New Orleans, you know Franklin, that's enough. That, and I if you know, you know. I got a flat tire over there. So I got the tower yesterday, and I'm thinking to myself, oh God, is it going to be more car stuff? What is going to be? I was just like, even me as a reader, I kind of get anxious anytime I see that. And, but it pretty much solidified what I always say, though, that when you see a tower, it just because it's a chaotic situation, it does usually sometimes, a lot of times, maybe not in that moment, it'll lead to something that is beneficial and healthy. And my tower manifested as me going down the line and telling all of the family members who I felt were not here for me through my healing journey and my grief, giving everybody a piece of my mind. So the Aries really came out of me yesterday, and it was just like a train that once it started rolling, it couldn't stop. I just started calling everybody who I felt like I needed to say something to, because May was such a hard month for me emotionally. And I'm the emotional person that is always there for everyone else. And that's almost the curse of an Aries. It's like that we are so strong that people don't really realize that we need help too, right? And then I got my whole moon and Venus in my 12th house, where I feel things so entirely deeply, but sometimes for my own emotional self, it's hard for me to express that. I could read somebody else like a book, you understand? But when it's time for me to divulge my own emotional self, it is very difficult for me to put it into words. I can feel it all day long, but having to translate it into words is extremely difficult for me, which is why I have to journal. I have to do things creatively. I have to dance. I have to paint, because if you have a 12th house placement, especially your moon, it's like you can read the whole world, but when it's time to express your own emotions, they have to come out, and you have to find a way for them to come out. And I feel like that is why I've been feeling such an overload. That's why I've been feeling my spirit guides telling me I have to stop doing readings, because I'm picking up on other people's energy, and I have to sit with myself and deal with my own emotional healing. I was thrown into a whirlwind when my mom passed, to have to just keep going, because I had to support myself, my family, my sister, my little sister who just lost her mom, who was her support system, financially still. And so this is kind of like my woosah. And it's also a period, like I always say, it's a period for me about to level up. But in order to level up, you have to let go of things. And so it's like my spirit guides telling me, you can't go to the next level in your life with all of this emotional baggage. And so, baby, whew, the phone was off the hook yesterday. I wasn't mean. I wasn't cussing anybody out. I just felt like it had to come out, even the conversation with my own father, and it's just, I guess to be so compassionate, it's such a blessing and a curse, because even though I, have to express myself and say, this is what I'm feeling, this is where I feel the neglect came from myself, I am still so just wired to always see somebody else's point of view. Like, that's just how I am. So sometimes that will cause me to not even speak on my own feelings, because I will say I feel this way, but then I was like, you know what? They're probably going through something too. Everybody's going through something, and that'll cause me to pull back my own emotions and feelings, which is unhealthy. And I have to make space to say, Chelsea, you deserve to express yourself too, and you deserve to say, hey, you weren't there for me, and you didn't do this, and da 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 da. And honestly, that tower moment yesterday, what I had with my family and everybody, it was probably the best thing that I could have done, because I am the empath in the family. And I have a lot of other people in my family who are like Aquariuses and Capricorns and, like that's what Virgos, like, you understand, like, if right? These people don't really express themselves and express their emotions or know how to until they're just like in a different way type of explosion. So it kind of allowed me to guide a healthy conversation with people who wouldn't normally say that, and people I wouldn't normally get apologies from. And I got a lot of apologies yesterday. Um, so I don't know. I just felt like the need to share that, because I mean, at the end of the day, I was fucking drained. Okay. I was fucking drained, because that's what happens. But I took me a spiritual bath. This is also the reason why, if I had 2 or 3 readings yesterday, how the hell would that have manifested for me? Right. I mean, I probably wouldn't have been attentive. I probably would have been, all over the place, knowing that that energy had to purge and come out of me. But I ended the day with a spiritual bath, and I slept like a baby. I slept like a baby. When I tell you, I felt like the bricks and the Mack truck that has been sitting on my chest for probably about a year now was gone, and I just slept. And that's probably why, when you start to see tiredness in somebody's face, and you start to see like miscommunication, and I can't get back to this person, and I can't get back to that person, it's because I have so much energy and emotions sitting on me that it manifests through anxiety. And I used to tell you, because I don't have anxiety anymore. I don't have, like, I used to be on medication for anxiety when I started working out like 4 or 5 years ago, and that working out has helped me to release that and not be on medication. So if I'm starting to feel anxiety again, where it's crippling me to the point where I can't do my work, I can't fulfill my orders, I can't get back to you, I can't, respond to you how I want to respond, don't take it personally. Just know Chelsea is not herself at the moment, and I am going through something deeply. And I feel like that's why I had to set aside the summer for myself to kind of just heal and release all those things and clear up loose ends and do whatever need to be done, and also create this by purging that energy and that emotions and those rests. It has put me in such a fun creative space that I have not experienced since the beginning of this channel. Like, I really want to do other things, obviously centered around tarot and paranormal, and I've already shared with you guys, well, the membership tab, kind of like some of the things that I'm going to be doing on the Patreon, which again, people keep asking me, where's the link? It's not up yet. It's going to go live on the 5th of June. There are things that I want to do that I feel like can help you, help collective, investigative tarot, investigative things, not always just about if somebody is lying, cheating, or whatever, right? Really deep things that I feel like can heal, not just me, but you guys as well, and collective, and get answers, and some of it entertaining, right? But it's creativity. And it's also something with my moon in the 12th house. I have to be creative. I have to be, in order for my soul to just flourish, right? It can't just be work, 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 or routine. But yeah, I just wanted to share that, because maybe you guys may have been feeling heaviness, going through something, and you got to take some time, because a lot of this was not me just getting to action like I did yesterday. A lot of this was having a few days to sit with myself, right? People are always asking, well, how do you hear your ancestors? How do you do this? How do you got to just sit with yourself. It's not about being like, waiting for the answers to download. Sometimes it's putting a blanket out on the grass outside, or laying on your carpet, laying on your back, just listening to music. If you're just silent, things will start to come to you. Awareness will start to happen. But we're such in a space where we're so distracted, and we're trying to keep ourselves busy because money is the goal, that we don't really get to allow ourselves to have those downloads. And I feel like it's very beneficial. And that's why I was kind of saying, like, June, moving with this Jupiter and Cancer energy, how this could be such an abundant period, but you do have to sacrifice some things. And maybe that's responsibilities, maybe that's a relationship, maybe that's, finally going to get therapy where you're not holding on to trauma anymore. Maybe it's having a hard, difficult conversation. But the amount of freeness that I felt after all of those conversations, and healing some wounds with some of my sisters, and I got 8 sisters, y'all. So I be listening to y'all, you know what I'm saying? And then I got 8 sisters at any given time, something is it could be a fucking Steve Wilkos, Maury Povich, Karamo show. Okay. That is not like 8 sisters that I am involved with, 8 sisters that, I love dearly, but we're women. Now we're all women. The last one turned 18 about a year and so ago. So yeah. Whew. But that also gives me power, that also gives me a lot of strength, having 8 women, 8 sisters, that I can get energy from as well. Yes, the creative side is my passion, and the admin stuff is so draining. It is so draining. So draining. You don't even know. Somebody who has ADHD and just, oh God, it just drains me. It drains me. Sacrifice and tenacity. I'm feeling that. You do. Excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. I think we are all feeling drained. Everyone keeps telling me to focus on my business. Well, it depends on what your business is. I would say focus on having fun. Focus on, and I'm not saying like pushing all of your work to the side. I'm saying finding some space throughout the day to do something that you enjoy creatively, that doesn't involve sitting in front of a screen, doesn't involve, that's pretty much it, taking on somebody else's issues. Maybe it involves pulling out a canvas and painting the sunset, putting on your favorite song and dancing around the house. Because you got to move, especially women, we have to move that energy around, especially when we get really tense and we really start to get in that energy of taking on the world. Usually being so tired, it's a few things. It could be chemical, right? I started taking vitamins too. It could be chemical. It could be energy that is not moving from your body. Okay. If energy is not moving out from your body and it's just getting stored in your hips, is getting stored in your shoulders, that is heavy, right? That is really heavy. We don't think of it like that, but it is very heavy. And so that's why I felt last night when I went to sleep, I felt like a load was lifted off of me, because I was holding so much in. I was holding so much emotional stuff in. And people don't realize emotional things can kill you. You understand? Like, you get a heart attack. That's the silent killer. Everybody thinks that it's connected to what you eat and what you put in your body, but think about it as the energy that you're absorbing from other people, drama. I used to always tell my mom and my uncle used to always argue all the time. And I just used to see how that used to deplete her. I'm not saying anything, just one thing caused her demise, but those things can literally just like this in your body, knots. And then we've got a tumor, so those things have to be released. I know people tend to get mad at Aries when we start to speak our mind, but it usually comes once we've had enough. But it didn't turn out that way for me yesterday. Dealing with a heavy heartbreak right now, but I'm surrendering to the universe, trusting that things will be okay and everything meant for me will come on the universe time. Trusting process. Yes, that is so true. But also through your heartbreak, express yourself if you have to. If you have to journal, if you have to have a conversation, don't deal with it by yourself. I feel like that is something that, the age of Aquarius, or I will say this, Pluto moving into Aquarius, not really the age of Aquarius, but Pluto moving into Aquarius is like a very community type of feel. And that's like in all aspects. Yes, we're going to be getting a lot of innovation and a lot of things coming through, but it's through community. And I feel like that is going to be people's, like, I don't want to say secret elixir, but it's like it's going to be the thing that you tap into, that if you, when you start tapping into community, you'll start to feel yourself heal a little bit. It's going to literally be healing through others. When I don't listen to my Lord, when he wants me to escape a relationship, I feel the heart attack coming on and I get out immediately. And it's happened to me more than once. Been married 3 times. You got to keep it moving. You have to keep it moving. Okay, so it's 9:10. I got to get to my community center. Some of you messaged me yesterday. I saw your message, and I am responding today with the packages going out. Okay. All right. I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit later. Again, keep your notifications on. If you're not getting notified, unsubscribe, resubscribe, and hit the bell. I may be on around 6 or 7 o'clock live. Okay. All right. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.